Welcome to the Explainer. So today we're diving into cybersecurity. But, forget everything you think you know about just firewalls and passwords. We're actually going to talk about a huge shift in strategy, a proactive revolution, really, in how we defend our most valuable information from the ground up. Okay, let's just start with a number. $10.22 million. Think about that for a second. As of early 2026, that's the staggering average cost of a single data breach in the US. I mean, this isn't just a security problem anymore, right? It's a massive financial crisis just waiting to happen. And it really points to a fundamental flaw in how we're doing things. You see, for way too long, most organizations have been stuck in this reactive mode. They build their walls, they set up alarms, and then they just wait. But this quote, it nails it. It's like an all-you-can-eat buffet of unplanned expenses. Waiting for that alarm to go off means by the time it does, the costs, we're talking emergency forensics, huge fines. They're already spiraling out of control. The damage is done. And there's a name for this. We call it the chaos tax. It's the price you pay for being caught off guard. It's a tax that comes in the form of lost customer trust, your entire operation grinding to a halt, and just frantic, unplanned spending. But what if there was a better way? What if you could shift from all that chaos to a proactive, predictable defense? So the solution really starts with a huge change in mindset. Look at this comparison. On the left, you've got the reactive mindset. You wait for alarms, you're constantly fighting fires. But on the right, that's the proactive world. You're not waiting, you're hunting for the paths an attacker might take. It's not about just patching one little hole in the wall. It's about seeing the whole picture and breaking the entire attack chain before anyone can even think about using it. And this whole proactive approach is built on a really powerful concept, infiltration path analysis. Now, what's so cool about this is that it's not just another vulnerability scan telling you, hey, that door has a weak lock. No. This is about mapping the entire journey an attacker would take. It shows you that, yeah, they could break that lock, but then they could climb through the vents, get into the server room, and completely bypass the vault's main door. It's about seeing the whole attack, not just one weak point. Okay, so how do you actually put this attacker's mindset into practice? Well, it all comes down to a simple but really powerful methodology, the AAA framework. Think of it as our roadmap, and it's built on 3 core pillars: analyze, anticipate, and armor. All right, first up, analyze. And the idea here is simple, but it is absolutely crucial. You just can't protect what you can't see. This whole phase is about getting total, uncompromising visibility across your entire digital world. And believe me, this isn't just about counting company laptops. It's about uncovering all the hidden risks. We're talking about shadow IT, that personal Dropbox an employee uses to hold sensitive files. And then there are zombie assets, those old test servers that someone spun up years ago, forgot about, and haven't been patched since. These are the dark, dusty corners of your network where attackers absolutely love to hide. So this brings us to a really critical question that, frankly, every organization needs to ask itself. Do you know your full attack surface? Because without that foundational visibility, any security measure you put in place, well, it's pretty much just guesswork, isn't it? Okay, so once you can see everything, then we can move to the next pillar, anticipate. This is where the fun really begins. It's where you stop thinking like a defender and start thinking like your actual enemy. It's all about forecasting threats before they even happen. And this is not just some theoretical exercise. Anticipating means you're actively using threat intelligence. You're finding out if your company's credentials are being sold on sketchy forums on the dark web. It means you're setting up digital traps, we call them honeypots, to get an early warning. And maybe most importantly, it means you're practicing your response before a real attack ever happens. And that practice is what we call a cyberfire drill. And what's so great about this is that it's not just for the tech team. You've got your red team, these are the ethical hackers, who are actively trying to steal the company's crown jewels. But at the same time, the C-suite is running a tabletop exercise. They're forced to answer the really hard questions, like, who makes the call to pay a multi-million-dollar ransom? Do we tell the press right away? This builds that critical response muscle memory across the entire organization. So all that deep analysis and anticipation, it leads us right to our final pillar, armor. And this is where you take everything you've learned and strategically put your defenses in place. But we're not talking about one giant wall here. We're talking about a series of smart, layered controls. This is what's known as defense in depth. Think about it. Zero trust is like having a security guard who checks your ID at every single door inside a building, not just the front one. Microsegmentation, that's like the watertight compartments on a ship. If one part gets breached, you seal it off so the whole ship doesn't sink. And immutable backups? Well, that's your ultimate safety net. It's an unchangeable copy of your data that basically makes ransomware a manageable incident instead of a full-blown catastrophe. You can recover without paying a dime. So what's the payoff for all this work? What's the end result of adopting this whole proactive framework? Well, it's not just about having better security. It's about completely transforming your cybersecurity from this unpredictable, scary cost center into a genuinely powerful financial strategy. And look, the numbers here, they really speak for themselves. On the left, that's that terrifying $10 million average breach cost we talked about at the beginning. But check out the next bar. For organizations that actually use proactive AI-driven defenses, those costs plummet to around $3 million. That's a savings of over $7 million per incident. I mean, proactive security literally pays for itself many, many times over. And the payoff goes way beyond just the direct cost savings. On top of all that, when you can demonstrate this kind of resilience, it builds investor confidence. It can even lower your cyber insurance premiums. It also creates a much better work environment, helping you keep your best security people instead of them burning out. And let's be honest, in today's market, having rock-solid security is a huge competitive advantage that wins you customer trust and new business. So ultimately, it really just boils down to this one question. Is your cybersecurity a chaotic, unpredictable expense, or is it a strategic investment? Are you going to keep paying that chaos tax after disaster strikes, or are you going to make the smart choice to invest in proactive resilience? The blueprint is right here. The choice is yours.